Alright, today we're back with another video, and today we're going to be going over flag grabbing and flag guarding, a little bit what is legal, what is not legal. This is probably one of the other big things that's comes up in the tournament every year. So first off, we're going to start off with a legal flag grab. And one of the things that you're going to notice right off the bat here is just going to take it outside, run, and this, don't get caught up on this. Sometimes people will see a little bit of a jersey pull at the same time. If you have the flag and the jersey at the same time, as you can see they do right here, that's a legal play. Again, obviously I'm assuming you know that if they grab the flag straight, if there's a little bit of a tug here at the same time where, you know, they get the jersey and the flag, then, you know, that's something that is okay. Contrast that to this play here, where we're going to have the thrown, and I'll put it in slow motion here, and maybe you can see what happens here. We're going to miss, and we're going to grab the leg and leg whip. Obviously that is illegal, so just compare those two back to back. We have one here, comes in full speed, a little bit of a grab, that's clean. This over here, no flag, grab the leg, that is illegal. This is going to come into another thing, is if you're the ball carrier, there's some things you can't do. One is you cannot spin, and you cannot stiff arm, and you cannot slap the hands here. So this one here is an illegal run by a ball carrier. So let's just follow through here. We'll put this in some slow motion, frame by frame, as we come through. The ball is going to be thrown in the air, and it's going to be caught. Receiver's turns upfield. This is all clean, all legal. Now, right here, he runs, and he's going to stiff arm this defender. That is a penalty right there. Then he's going to charge and run into him with his shoulder. That would be the second penalty. Then we're going to have him start to spin. And, you know, right now he completes a 360. That's another penalty. And then he's going to just keep on spinning again. Then this is going to be another penalty. So all in total there, he commits about 4 penalties. And that's important because in this tournament, I don't believe a single penalty was called on him. And this can happen where, you know, refs aren't paying attention to us. They think no harm, no foul. But you got to call that, or else it encourages other plays. On this one here, we're going to see this guy's going to run. He's going to have the flag grabbed here. And this is legal. He gets both arms around him and pulls it down. Now, if they're going for the flag, that is a legal play. As in, they can run through their arm contact. You can see right out here, this guy's got his arm outreached. If he kind of hits the guy as he's being fouled, that's illegal. That's fine. This is a clean flag grab attempt here by this guy in the blue. What is not okay is when you get something like this over here, where he's going to grab the leg and he's going to pull on him and take him down. One thing to have your arm in the way. There's going to be some kind of grabbing, whatnot, but you cannot hold the guy. So this next play here, you're going to see this. He's going to grab and hold on. Doesn't have the flag. If this hand is up here, right on the belt, and he gets some jersey, I'm going to be pretty forgiving on that. If it's all the way down here, no. Or if it's all the way up on the numbers here or on the nameplate, no. But if it's in this area, you know, sometimes it happens. But right here, clearly not. And then you can see even on here, he reaches up, grabs the second hand in there to hold. Again, if the ball carrier here is not allowed to stiff arm and he's not allowed to spin, you're not allowed to grab and tackle him. That's important to remember that. So, comes through, and penalty on that. This next one is another penalty. We have a ball carrier running, and you're going to see a jersey flash there. Now, in this one, it's interesting. I'm going to show you two back-to-back here, both by the same ball carrier. This one I would call a penalty. Again, you're going to see number 5 goes to the tackle on flag grab on number 26. He misses. He holds on and gets dragged. Now, again, let's go back and look at this. He is holding on and getting dragged like this. We can back it up. Again, he drives this way, and because he holds on, he gets spun around the other way, holding on for a ride there. And that I would definitely call a holding on. Again, also notice the location of the grab on this. It starts up. If you look at there, he's again nowhere near the flag. He's got more up top on the jersey. That's going to be it. Now, we'll take a look here at this next clip here. So he goes through, and you're going to see the flag actually flies up in the air there. Now let's take a look at this next play. Again, I'm going to slow it down frame by frame here. This is not a penalty. If you look here, he's going to grab the belt and the shirt at the same time. So right now the belt is off. So right back here even, you know, you can see the belt right here is going to pop off. Boom. Belt is off. So even though he's got a little bit of jersey and that snaps there, that is to me not a penalty. So if you watch this actually in full speed, you can barely even see it. Again, so fast. That technically would, you know, some people might consider that holding. To me, that is clean. Let's watch them back to back here though. You watch him come in. This one, yeah, that's holding. Okay, this next one right here, not holding. That's an important thing just to kind of see here. This next one is important here because we're going to get in a little specialty section on QBs. QBs often, because they're throwing the ball and people are going for the ball as they're throwing it, sometimes they feel like they're getting held or they're getting interfered with. And if the rusher blocks the ball like it's being thrown, it gets his hand in the way, that is legal. If, however, on this situation as we watch here, you're going to see the rusher here, number 9 and number 27. He's going to grab, and right here, he is holding onto the arm. Again, let's back this up a little bit. Right here, he is not going for the ball. He's not going for the flags. He's going for the arm. And so what he's going to do is he's going to grab the arm, and he's just going to dive to the ground and try to pull it off. And you're going to see there's actually someone else who comes in and gets the flag. So again, let's watch this full speed here. You can see he kind of pulls down on the QB there. That is a penalty. I mean, this is a penalty all day. He is not, I mean, right here at this point, he's not going for the ball. He is grabbing the arm sleeve and he's just pulling him down. That is a penalty. Compared to this here, where we'll slow it down here for you. He goes to throw and he gets blocked a little bit. That, in me, is not a penalty because, again, he's getting his hand in front as he's trying to throw. He's trying to block the ball as he throws. This is not a penalty on this play. Again, contrast that over here where, again, the QB's not even trying to throw the ball and he's just ripping down the arm. So, again, this one I would call holding. This one I would call clean. This next one is interesting because you'll see this with runners where you have a runner right here, and this defender is going to come up and make a play on him. And you'll see, like right here, again, he breaks down to make the play. He steps. He's leaning in. He's perfectly legal here. He can have his arm out in front here. He's going with this hand for this flag and this other hand for there. Great technique. This is all clean. He comes in. He's going to clap, grab, and then pull down. And this is a clean play. And you can see. But what unfortunately happens for the runner, there's a little bit of a collision here. They both kind of bump their knees. As you'll see right about here as they come in, they're going to bump knees. And this is a clean play. Again, the defender had his, he was established position. Doesn't even really shuffle his feet at all. Great play. Good flagpole. And I want to focus in. I'm going to transition off this to the next little part here. And if you watch here, you're going to see the player on the ground is upset about this. So he throws the ball at the player. We'll kind of go full speed on this one. Comes in. He's upset. Throws the ball at the player. Right there, I mean, you got to... this, in my opinion here, you got to throw a penalty flag on this. If you ever see a guy throw the ball at a player, here I got another clip here, where he's coming in, a lot of times it's a QB, he gets sacked, he feels it's lucky that he got grabbed here. So you're going to see this QB is going to turn around and just, throw the ball at the rush. And you got to throw a penalty on that, because right now that player is trying to cause physical harm to another player on purpose. And that's an illegal thing here. One thing you also got to keep an eye on is, and I recommend this for refs, is if you ever see a player have a near miss, or right here, this QB, he's going to get the flag pulled off of him here, and he's going to get mad, and he's going to immediately turn and just chuck the ball downfield. He's mad. He's going to spike it in the ground here. Gets upset. Couple things. If you see this as a ref, one of the first things you want to do is you want to go talk to that player. I'd pull him aside. And even if especially if it's only in like a thing here where he misses, he doesn't actually hit someone. At this point, this guy right here, I'd probably give a warning. I'd pull him aside, and I would also pull aside his team captain and say, hey, listen, you got to calm down, bud. You are losing your control. He hath no rule of his own spirit. It's like a city's broken down without walls. You are not being very godly. You're not being very, Christ's not first in your life here, and I understand you're upset, but you got to control yourself. And, every athlete has been there where they have started to lose their cool there, but as a ref, you got to keep this in check here. And if you see something like this where they go ahead and they throw the ball at a player, maybe there's a rare exception where I'm not throwing the penalty here, but I am throwing the penalty because, again, what's happened? Even if they're upset, they feel a dirty play's been happened. You throw this flag, it's going to start. If you don't throw that flag there and you don't get control of the game, there's going to be an issue. I would do that, and then, honestly, between these two players right here, after I would talk to the person who threw the ball, I would talk to the person who had the ball thrown at, and I would have this player come apologize. And if he will not apologize, I'm kicking him out of the game. I'm going to say, you're going to come and apologize, or I'm going to have them both pray together. And you say, well, I got a game. Stop the game clock here. You got to control the spirit of these players. And one of the things that's going to happen is, right now, when this happens, you can almost guarantee people on orange are yelling at blue, and blue is trying to defend orange, and blah, 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 blah. It's going to be like that with every situation. Like over here, he gets mad or whatever. He's going to turn around and throw. And what does blue want? Blue is going to be screaming for a penalty. Hey, man, he just threw that ball at our guy over here. And so as a ref, you got to go in and control the situation. Don't let players work you. And if players start complaining, whatever, warn them. Say, hey, listen, you know what? You keep arguing with me. You keep having a bad attitude. I'm going to make you, I'm going to give you a penalty. I am not above sitting players for a few plays or even a series, saying, hey, man, you're not playing for this series. And then you're like, well, I'm the quarterback. I don't care. Because, see, this attitude right here, this is going to spread all over the field. This is going to spread. And you can even see right over here in this thing. This guy, he's pointing, hey, that's an illegal play. Hey, I can't believe you're doing it. Hey, look at that. Hey, let's get this. And if you don't curb this kind of mentality, it is going to lead to a whole bunch of problems for you. So one of the things, again, I recommend is, even if you need to, stop the game, go ahead and pray with the players. Talk to the pastors on the side, talk to the leaders of the group and say, hey, listen, I need you to get your guys in control here. And don't be afraid to eject players. It would be very rare that I would eject a player right on the first play or like on the first instance, but I would definitely warn them. And then there's times where, again, when I've been reffing games before, I will talk to players and say, listen, hey, you need to sit out. At times you're reffing, hey, you're going to sit out. Go sit out for 5 plays. Go sit out for a series. I'll let you know when you can come back in, and get them to calm down and control. Because what you don't want is eventually at some point, if you let this go far enough, then you'll get fights. I've been in games before where you'll see a player get really mad, and then the next thing you know, you have a brawl on your hands. Because a lot of times when brawls happen in games and fights happen in games, it's because the ref was not controlling the game. And again, yes, they should be Christian, they should be better, and you should remind them, but they do have sin nature. So as part of it, as a ref, you're controlling the atmosphere and the tempers of the game. And so that, just to tie this all, last thing, and I know this video is a little bit longer than I would have wanted to, but if you look back here, even on these things with the flag grabbing, if, for example, you start getting complaints on it, like that's holding or whatever, take the time to really kind of talk to the players, because these little instances build up. Most of the time, a game is built up by lots of little incidences over a period of a half, a quarter, and eventually, if you're not careful, by the end of the game, you're going to have people screaming and yelling. And a lot of times, too, if, it comes from ignorance. You'll have people who don't know the rules, and unfortunately, you'll have a lot of players out on the field who don't know the rules, and so they'll just be screaming and yelling. And so again, you want to try to limit that, try to teach them the rules, try to encourage them. And again, don't be afraid to just stop the game and say, hey, we're all going to come here and pray until you get the game, until you get your attitudes better. And depending if you are still having problems, I recommend also calling the head of the tournament in and saying, hey, whoever's running the tournament or whoever the head player in the game is, hey, we need, I need help. I'm stopping the game until he comes and talks and makes a decision. And that's something I recommend all refs to do to kind of help control the game there. So again, just a couple things. Remember, for flag grabbing, if the pole is right here, right on the flag belt, we're a little bit more forgiving on that. If it's up high or down low, we are not. Obviously, if something like that is a penalty. Where we are more forgiving is if it's belt and the same time. And the other thing is, keep an eye on the attitudes and on the players as they're playing. Try to coach them up, talk to them. And if you do see people throwing the ball and stuff, that's a penalty. And you also want to start talking to the players when you see this. When you see them getting all upset, when you see these kind of little acts of anger where they're throwing, where you can start to see them losing control of their temper, it's where it's time to step in, intervene, and hopefully bring them back to the Lord. And again, don't be opposed to pray. Don't be afraid to go get the head of the tournament. Don't be afraid to just make a ruling if you need to on that. And I encourage you to entreat the leaders if you are stuck as well.